Hey, Scrap Force fans, Beck and Roll back here again. Sorry I've been on hiatus a little bit. I was sick, and then super busy at work, and then I bought a new house, so yay me, been super busy with that. There also hasn't been a whole lot new lately with Scrap Force, so no new updates or raids or anything like that. So just been kind of chugging along, doing okay here in the arena. You see that I never get to number one, so Digital Beast is always up there at the top. And of course, I'm going to show you some heroes today. I've had some requests about that, so I want to go through each of the different elements. So I'll do electric, and then I'll go through and do the fire one, and then I'll do plant, and then I'll do water at the end. And then I'm going to show you just all my best heroes that I like to have in my lineups, and for my different, basically, types of lineups. And then at the very end, I'll show you just all the miscellaneous characters, low-level characters that you may have, that you may be using at the time. I'll try to show you some of my badges as well, and which ones I prefer, although mine are probably not the best. It's the way I like to have it set up. Of course, there are other ways and methods. So we're going to start off here with arguably one of the best guys in the game, Ariel. Ariel is just a beast. So you'll see Ariel here, he has Vigilance. I got him powered up a little bit, so he's at 106. So every time a hero dies, you get 106 power back, which is awesome if you combine that with one of the zombie characters. I like to match up the colors of my badges if possible. It's conducive to give them the correct stats they need to make them better. So for Ariel, I like to have fort health, and I like to give him a lot of power, and I like to do fort damage because he's usually one of my heavy hitters that I get early that I can hit the enemy fort with. He's a defender. He's got the charge ability, which is awesome because he makes somebody hyper. And he also has Cleanse. You can remove 3 negative effects from your heroes every turn, which is fantastic. So arguably probably one of, if not the best character in the game, especially at 4 shards. So I matched the colors there. My fort damage pretty high. My electric power there for electric power and fort health. And then my blue there for fort health as well. And I like to match them because I have 6 skill. When I get that 9 to 10 there on the top one, I'm going to have 12 additional fort health. So my fort health will be pushing probably 900 for Ariel. I do have a secondary Ariel as well, which is great to be useful because he has charge as well, and I can charge the other Ariel. And then with that almost double fort damage, he's going to be hitting for 1,000 to 2,000 sometimes. We got Peter up next. Peter has the Slayer ability, and he has Discharge, which can be useful if we're getting extra shards. But really, it's 6 shards costing. When you throw Peter out, you're already at 7 or 8 shards anyway, so it's really not that useful. So I really don't use him all that often. I mean, he's on my lineup. Next, we got Ming. Ming's pretty beast as well. Derek's one of my favorites, though, because he has this Recover ability. He returns a randomly previously used item to your lineup, which is fantastic. So I really like Derek. Use him a lot. Iris, again, arguably the best character in the game at costing only 2 shards. With Enhanced Aura, giving everybody around her extra power every single turn, which is great. She has Hyper, can attack twice. She has Energize, so she can get Crystal shot up, and she has Engineer, so she can heal structures. So I match her up again here. Got the Badge of Armor. That one's got a little fort health in there, which is good. And then Badge of Power, which have power and the enhanced skills. So as once I get those other Badge of Armors maxed out, she'll have 15% plus skill. And of course, Iris is probably the most rare character in the game. But I do have 3 out of 15 on that one. And I have a secondary Iris, which is 1 out of 15. Sometimes I put a few different ones in here. So she's got Badge of Fort Health, since her Fort Health is already pretty high. Badge of Armor, and then a Badge of Electric Power for more electric power and enhanced skills. Again, if you can match them up, they're very useful. For example, I love Jed. He's a defender, which is great. And if you have him as Ariel as the leader, and then you have him a couple of good badges, he's very, very strong to be a good defender. So the front of the line, he can protect weaker characters behind. So I got the Badge of Tenacity and the Badge of Regen there, which are great for him. So when he comes out with his Courage, sometimes I'll be sitting nearly 700-800 life with him, so he can take some hits, really, really heavy hits, which is great. So those does it about for the characters that I use for my electric lineup, because not everybody in my electric lineup is going to be electric. So here's my electric lineup, which I have in Squad 4. I have Ariel up there as my leader, so all the defenders get 100 power and fort, so I sit at a little over 6,000. And again, there are probably better ways of doing this, just the way I like doing it. So then I'll have Peter there, which is good. A Ming, my second Ariel, my first Iris, my second Iris, my Jed, and then that does it for the electric characters. And I throw in Randall because he's beast. He's got 889 life and 500 health. Amir, my favorite character in the game because he has the salvage ability, so every time he attacks a fort, your fort gets health back, especially important when grinding for coins. And then Yuko, which is awesome because she's got that protect ability and does over 600 protect, which is great all around. You can see my items down there at the bottom. So again, that's my electric lineup, and maybe not the best, maybe it does good for me, but if you guys have any questions, you need help, as always, comment, subscribe, like, all that good stuff, and I'll try to help you out. Next time, again, I'll try to go through and do the fire, and then I'll do leaf, and then I'll do water, and at the very end, I'll show all the different characters that I didn't show. So thanks, guys. Peace.